Hey folks, sometime prior to beginning my YouTube experience, I got a number of these guitars from Ideal Music. Um, I think it was before I started the channel, but they look like this, and this is filthy because it is my daughter's guitar. Look at that. Got a visitor here. And I bought probably 20 or 30 of these and did full setups on them, sold them on. And my daughter liked this one, so I gave it to her. It's a spruce top, sort of a concert shape, NEX body with flamed maple back and sides. And it's stood her quite well. Test of time, maybe 2, 3, 4 years now. It's got nice rosewood board with this marquetry work there. It's a little bit more than usual cheap guitar type of stuff. Kind of a herringbone style rosette. Double purfled on the edges, black binding, black center seam. Cute little guitar. Plays quite well. I don't believe it's solid. I think it's a laminate. Having said that, it does look solid to me. So yeah, this made the journey as one of her guitars and landed quite well. Pulled it out the case, tuned it up, bought me went, and then I looked at it and thought, you know what, this is filthy, it needs a setup. Why not pull it out and put it on the bench and have it be the first? So the first two setups I've been doing have been my adult children's guitars. Aren't I a nice dad? So the next one will be actually the first one coming in from the UK, bought here, acquired here. But this is one I want to just set up and do, so I thought I'd show it to you. Kind of a nice instrument. Pretty straight neck, a little bit of a kink there, but nothing that gets in the way of playing. Just needs a good setup, a good fretboard, servicing, and then we've got a decent guitar. So this is a good example of these brands that just sort of show up and then disappear. It's probably an OEM guitar. It's probably made in one of the Chinese factories and then sold under the Ideal brand until they ran out. I seem to remember somewhere when buying these that it was a company that sold online that went out of business. So it's sort of like a want-to-be Rondo Gear for Music type place, Hard Luck Kings type place, selling via a catalog, having them made in China and then having them imported with their label on. They had a few different models. I think they were acoustic only. And then they just disappeared. They sold off the remainder, of which I bought quite a few. And they went out of business or went on to do other things, who knows. And there's a lot, that happens a lot in the guitar world. I see it all the time. Not just in the US. I'm already seeing examples of it here. Trolling through eBay on the UK site. You know, sort of like remainder guitars from some sort of venture. So you get this a lot. Ideal is probably just a front, and it's probably made by, you know, one of the 5-10 Chinese manufacturer factories that make 80-90% of guitars in the world. So having said that, it's actually quite a decent little model. I didn't have much problem. I remember setting this up and other ones like it. And I was sort of sad when the stream ran out, because these are nice little guitars for setting up for beginners or intermediate players. Decent spruce tops, usually some sort of hardwood back and sides, which is obviously laminate. I seem to think this is maple. I think it's maple. I see the translucence between the flames. So I don't think it's a photo, but yeah, they had a lot of really nice looking guitars. A lot in this shape, if I remember rightly, although I did do a couple of dreadnoughts as well. But it's nice to see it after 2 or 3 years, that it's weathered quite well. It just needs to set up. And you can see these every once in a while bobbing around on eBay, particularly in the US. I don't know about the UK site. So if you see one and you happen by this video, you can see that they're reasonably made, entry level, probably a bit better than the, you know, the really cheap sub $100 or £100 guitars. Probably the next tier up in the 120, 130, 150 maybe. It reminds me a little bit of a Court guitar model that I worked on a while back. Also the, was it Ibanez who did the NEX guitars shapes? Kind of reminds me of that as well. But a decent little guitar, and I will put it back into service, but I thought I would show it to you while I had it out. Alright folks, stay tuned.